Forum of WZTV Fox 17. And now your host, Dr. James Haney.
Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the extension program at Tennessee State, the agricultural extension program at Tennessee State University. And we're fortunate to have with us two persons to talk about the extension program at Tennessee State University. Mr. Richard Winston. Mr. Winston is the interim administrator for the extension program at Tennessee State University. In addition, Dr. Thelma Sanders. Dr. Thelma Sanders is the coordinator for the Farm Home and Ministers Institute at Tennessee State University. And let me welcome both of you to the show this morning, Mr. Winston and Dr. Sanders.
Thank you.
Before we start, let us sort of get some information about the background and career of the two of you. What are some of the things that were important, Mr. Winston, in leading you to the interim administrator of the extension program at Tennessee State University? Why don't you give us a biographical sketch of some of the things that you've been involved in?
Okay, I was born in West Tennessee in a small town, Jackson, Tennessee. I attended a rural school, Denmark High School. After completing 12 years in high school, I attended Tennessee State University. I received my BS degree in agronomy in 1972, an MS degree in plant science in 1973. My first professional job, was in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I started out as a urban 4-H agent, working with young kids, the 4th grade through the 12th grade. I left this job in 1975 to return to Tennessee State University to work as a vegetable specialist. I have been in this position as a vegetable specialist for 18 years. June 1 of this year, I began serving as the acting administrator for extension at Tennessee State University.
Very good. And Dr. Sanders, let's find out some background information about you before we get into the extension program at Tennessee State University that Mr. Winston is going to talk about later.
Sure. I'm a native Nashvilleian, and I was born here, reared here in Davidson County. I attended high school, graduated from Pearl Senior High School several years ago. I matriculated at Tennessee State University, and I received my undergraduate degree in English, and I pursued the master's program and majored in rural development and got the master's degree and went on to get the doctorate degree in education, which is administration and supervision. I have studied at the University of Tennessee, the Nashville location, and also I've done some extended studying at the University of Missouri in Columbia.
And so both of you bring quite a wealth of information dealing with the extension program as well as with the agricultural programs at Tennessee State University. Mr. Winston, let's look at the extension program, and let's have you to talk about one of the things that many people might not be familiar with, and that is the historical land-grant colleges. Explain exactly what that means and how the program that you're operating fit within what an historical land-grant college is.
Okay, the federal government appropriated funds for the 1890, which include Tennessee State University and 16 other universities. They made the first appropriation in 1971. And before this time, Tennessee State University did conduct extension work, but there were no additional funds for developing an extension program. And since that time, we have several specialists working in several different areas. We have a 4-H specialist. We have a community resource development specialist, plant soil science specialist, family living specialist, and we have several county agents located out in different counties.
So the extension program is really an attempt on the part of Tennessee State University, to reach out into the entire state, conducted by the agricultural department, what?
To reach out into the whole state. We cover the whole state. We have publications that's mailed out statewide. The specialist at Tennessee State works in every county in the state, providing specialist assistance to the county agents in all these different fields.
And Dr. Sanders, of course, you are also, other than the coordinator of the Farm Home and Ministers Institute, which we'll talk about later on, you're also known as a family life specialist, are you not?
That's correct.
Now, exactly what does that mean? And tell us something about that, and how does that fit into the extension program? Where does that fit?
Well, as you well know, everybody is a family member, whether that person is alone or not. Even if that person is alone, he or she is his or her own family. So we know that we're having breakdowns today within the families because of so much stress and peer pressures among our young people. So the things that we're advocating within the family structure is to strengthen the families. And we feel that we have stronger individuals, stronger families, then this will enhance a stronger community. So our focus is statewide, and there are several program areas in which we are looking, you know, to try to rectify or to try to alleviate many of the problems that do exist. We look at the youth at risk.
Let's talk about that. When you talk about youth at risk as a family life specialist, let's speak to that, because I think a large number of our young people have become involved in just a whole variety of destructive behaviors and whatnot. And I think as a family life specialist, you can probably give us some information or an insight into exactly what that means and how that, what's happening in that area.
Most certainly. The majority of our children this day and time, may I say, are youth at risk. The reason being, whether or not they are from the limited resource families or because of external factors that are out there that would allow them to be at risk. We know that we are bombarded with the high frequency of teenage pregnancies. We realize that many of the teenage girls are not prepared to adequately take care of young children. So again, we have the youth at risk. We have so many children who are dropping out of school, who are not completing high school. Again, that adds to youth at risk. If they don't complete high school, how can they adequately support themselves? So this means that they are limited in what they are doing, and so that's why we call them basically youth at risk, and because of, as I said, so many problems that they're confronted with, you know, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, etc.
Very good.